films. You watching the Chitlen Circuit. Y'all know what it is.
Little more film.
What up, world? It's your boy Lil Mo Films, and welcome to another episode of the Chitlen Circuit. Hey, we got a special guest in the building today. I'm talking about this man came to Chattanooga, turned himself into a legend, done helped a lot of artists out, been a big part of the hip hop scene in Chattanooga. Welcome to the platform, Big Tula.
Appreciate you, man. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, man. Look, I've been looking forward to this interview, bro. You know what I'm saying? First of all, man, how you doing today?
Oh, feeling good, man. Appreciate you having me on here and a chance to talk to your audience.
Yeah, we've been trying to make this shit happen, man. And,
yeah, I know. My bad, man. But I'm here now. I'm here.
Shit. People just be busy. You know how this shit
Yeah.
go, man. But we, like you said, we here now. But so, man, let's start from the beginning, cause we ain't never had you on here, man. Where you from, Big Tula, man?
Originally, I'm from Fort Lauderdale, Florida. Spent time there back and forth. My dad's from San Francisco, so I was back and forth from there. But then I moved to Tennessee, and then high school went to Winchester, Franklin County, and then I moved to Chattanooga to go to UTC, and I've been here ever since. So I love the city, love the people, and they've embraced me. So this is home.
That's actually where I first met you at.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
At UTC, man. What was that experience like?
Oh man, I loved it. That's my Hogwarts. That's one of the best times of my life. I mean, rarely do you ever have a chance other than like college, something like that, where everybody's around the same age, living and trying to figure out life, trying to find themselves all together. And, all your peers pretty much all got the same kind of goals. Like we all trying to figure out life, trying to figure out who we are, trying to find our place in the world. And that was just great to have those people, that new family I created. And it was just a great time. It taught me a lot, made me the person I am today.
Man, that's big, man. One of the first memories I have of you at UTC on UTC campus was the N1 people came down here. You know I got the tuba on horn real quick.
Yeah.
Hot sauce, everybody came, and the radio station was looking for some street ballers.
Yep.
And I think I don't know if somebody might have told you or you seen me playing in the
No,
gym.
I think
or
I
something.
saw you playing in the McClellan gym. Sometimes you be in there playing around, and I just knew we needed some people, and I wanted somebody on our side that was gonna be able to do some of the stuff that they were doing. So you were ready, and I was like, all right,
you plugged it up.
Yeah.
Look, man, I got it. Look, they can't never take it away from me. That was my NBA moment. I was always considered the street baller in Chattanooga, and I got to play against the top street ballers in the world.
Yeah.
You feel me?
Yeah.
And I never forget you for that, bro.
Oh man, that's the reason why I did it, because like you got a chance to do something that you wanted to do, and I mean when you're in a position to be able to do that, then that's what you should do. Show love, give people the opportunity to do something they really want to do, and I appreciate you telling me that you enjoyed that, because I was hoping you did.
Shit. You changed it. I made history. with that.
Yeah, that was fun, man.
So yeah, man. How did you get into doing radio, bro? Like, was that your goal when you left Manchester?
No, man.
Winchester.
When I wasn't even thinking about radio. And I was actually, when I first went to UTC, I was going for computer science, and they had actually lost their accreditation. So I was trying to figure, what else can I do? What else do I want to do? Do I want to transfer schools? Do I want to stay here? And at the time, my best friends from high school, they were on the football team. That's kind of, nobody in my family ever went to college. I was first generation college. I didn't know what to expect. So I didn't really want to go any place where I didn't know anyone. So I kind of just stuck it out and figured out communications. So when I was taking a communication class, a couple of my friends were in it with me, and the teacher had us voice over some commercials. So I voiced it over. I was doing voices and had everybody in the class cracking up. So the teacher was like, tomorrow, bring in, write a commercial and come in with it. So we came in, and everybody had wrote their commercial, and everybody said, but we wrote it for Tula to say. So I had to read everybody's commercial in there and had to use my voices and do all that stuff, and everybody was laughing and stuff. So that's when I realized, I might be able to do something like this.
Mm-hmm.
But then we had a friend named Patrina. She was from Bermuda, and she was interning at Power 94, and she kept on coming to me saying, Tula, when you intern, go to Power 94, go to Power 94. She was real big on, like, you gotta, that's what you need to do.
Mm-hmm.
And she wasn't even in my class or nothing. She just felt like that was something I needed to do. So she introduced me to Magic and Jay at her going away party. And I had seen them, around, like my cousins used to work with Jay House Security. So I'd go to the clubs and stuff. And so I had seen them at some of their parties and stuff, but actually introduced them as like, hey, when he set up for his internship, you know, let me know. And so I had met I saw Jay again, and it was over at the T.I thing, and I helped host it. And I told him like, hey, when I do my internship, I'm gonna come through and holler at you. And he was like, okay. And I did, and I've been there ever since. And it was just, you know, she's, and then the girl from Bermuda, she's on the radio in Bermuda, and she's been on there forever. She was like the radio girl and the radio lady now in Bermuda. So it was just kind of like, just fell in place like that. And then when I got there, I was like, you know, just doing my internship, and they hired me for my internship was over. They had me hosting parties and doing a lot of the street team stuff.
And it was on and popping.
Yeah.
That's crazy, man. So I heard you you mentioned T.I.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Now I would assume like being in the radio, a lot of y'all have been the cause of a lot of maybe shout outs that Chattanooga get, or maybe some developing relationships, ongoing relationships. Would you consider T.I. to be one of them people? Because I seen like that's when T.I. was kind of bubbling, that's when you kind of first came in the game.
Yeah, when,
and he showed Chattanooga love all the time.
I remember when that man was driving to the club in a 96 Impala SS. Didn't even have a chain. He had this little wooden chain that had the PSC in the Streets Part 3. It was just like his record. I mean, I paid $5 and bought it straight out of his hand. And we was about to perform, and I had this towel. We traded the towel for the necklace. I used to have that, and everywhere I show up, I show him that, and I was VIP because he was like, oh yeah, that's my boy. Yeah. And then I like know his DJ MLK and all the people like Country and I met all of them over the years. But yeah, he was definitely a real dude when he came. And it was a lot to do with the radio, because they were spinning music. Like, the way I look at it is, Chattanooga was at that time, or still, the gateway to the A. Yeah. If you play
Test
music,
market.
If Chattanooga likes it, then the world's gonna like it. Yeah. So Chattanooga's trendsetters and tastemakers, and it's been that way with hip hop music for the longest. Like Trick Daddy has said it, T.I. has said it. I mean, David Banner has said it. There's a lot of people that really give props to Chattanooga, and it's the ear that this city has, and the relationships the radio station has with those labels and those artists to get their music out here and see if Chattanooga likes it. And if they like it, then they're gonna start requesting it. The promoters are gonna start bringing the people in. And in that time we had a lot of great promoters that were if we didn't bring them in, they were bringing them in.
Shout out D. Scott.
Yeah, D. Scott. Yeah, that man really that man was really bringing a lot of people, really doing it. The man's hustle is undeniable. I mean, he's still doing great things. So yeah, he brought in a lot of great artists, and he let me be a part of that too. That was pretty cool. Even though I was with the radio, he still, whenever I went through, he'd let me come through, even give me the mic sometimes. So yeah, it was great times back then. And we're still doing some of that same stuff today. But the difference is today is Chattanooga's gonna be making the artists, man. We got so many great artists right now, and you start to see a lot of them get signed. But yeah, Chattanooga's about to blow up. We're in between Memphis that's blowing up and Atlanta that's blowed up. So we right in between, and the sound kind of mixes in. Chattanooga's starting to have its own sound too. I mean, it's always had its own, but I'm starting to recognize it more. So
the Chitlen Circuit, man, that's why I call this. See, Big Tula, I did an interview with Big Head the Dome Doctor. We used to be with Trill, with Boosie, and then Boosie, Webby, Big Head, Fox.
Man, he used to come through all the time.
That's what I'm saying. So I'm doing the interview with him, and I was explaining to him, I was like, man, just all out the blue, bro, the game changed. Like, when no artists coming to, like, I'm gonna say around Young Thug. After Young Thug, like, Lil Baby ain't never came, he wasn't coming down here, like, that shit was over.
One of the changes is the deals. So the record deals started changing, and they got them 360 deals, and the type of deals that they got where the money that, most of the money coming off the albums and the records and stuff is going to the label and the producer and stuff like that. So the only money they really could have of their own was show money. So their prices started getting outrageous because bigger cities were paying more for them, and if they could come here for a little bit and go there for a lot, they're always gonna go for a lot. So that's some of what's changed is just the asking price. And then since 2020,
it kind of knocked us out.
Yep. So since 2020, with the pandemic stuff, when they came back into motion and started doing shows again, all across the board, all of them's price went up. So yeah.
So it was heavy, but that's why I came up with the concept of doing the Chitlen Circuit.
Yeah.
Because it was like, genuinely, what do we bring to the game? And I was like, it's our location. It's where we at. People always came here before they blowed up.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? All the way back in the Bessie Smith days, the Chitlen Circuit been big. We in the book of Malcolm X. Martin Luther King came through here.
Yeah, he talked about
all the comedians, Mike Epps.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, that's our place in hip hop. Yeah. But we ain't documenting that. We ain't putting that out there. We not telling our story. So I wanted to do something where brick by brick I can build this house of telling these true stories about people coming through where I'm from, my section. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? The Chitlen Circuit. You feel me?
A lot of the people in the industry, they love the city. They love the people. Like you were talking about comedians like Cat Williams. Like he always said, it doesn't matter how big his shows got. He always wanted to come through Chat. He was always gonna make sure he came through Chattanooga. That's somebody that really loved Chattanooga. I mean, he's good about learning where he's going and stuff, but he really know the areas. He know a lot of the people. So yeah. But there's a genuine love for Chattanooga. Magic, she go out of across the country a lot, and she will rub elbows with a lot of people. And she always saying Chat, and they see her, they know Chat. So
she is a very big staple for Chattanooga.
Yeah, and it's definitely Chattanooga is known because when they see her, I've been with her before, and they just like Chat, like they just know automatically, like
she done repped it.
Yeah, she definitely has. And then bringing those artists in and having stuff here, back in the day, and then even when the artists come from, even when promoters would bring artists in, they still want to come by and holler at us or whatever. So they definitely have a genuine love for the city.
Yeah, that's real, man. That's real. Yeah, man. I feel like a lot of times y'all get some flack, bro. Like working at the radio station, like I even heard and this was a triggering. I didn't want to even post this, but I felt like it's my job.
Oh yeah.
As a I guess you would say a street journalist.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm calling myself, a street journalist.
That's good. Cause
maybe I ain't cool enough to work for News Channel 9 or you know what I'm saying, or shit like that. But I feel like what I'm doing is important.
Yeah.
But I seen the thing with Fat Joe, man.
Yeah.
And Fat Joe was on some shit like, yeah, man. When I was first trying to come up, I was trying to get my music played, you know what I'm saying? And I went to a place called Chattanooga.
Struggle, let me tell you something. It wasn't Atlanta.
Yeah.
But I remember one time, Big Pun's record, Still Not a Player, was like #1 in the country, and they wouldn't play his record. I think it was in Chattanooga. They wouldn't play his record.
What?
So we kept telling the radio dude, because, I always been a business, yo, why you ain't this? He said, yo, get on the phone and just don't say nothing.
Mm-hmm.
So he called the guy who runs stuff in Chattanooga, and the dude in Chattanooga was like, yo, we don't know Puerto Ricans here, man. We ain't got no Spanish people here, man.
Yeah, and when they did this, all of the local artists, like from Chattanooga, was hitting me up, and they was like, man, they did it to Fat Joe. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't think the outsider that don't know how like a radio station works and what a radio station job is to do understand. A lot of people can get it misconstrued and get mad at y'all. Can you please break down?
Okay, for that example right there, I wasn't there at the time. I wasn't at the station at the time, but I did ask about that, and nobody there, and they've been there. They were there then, could really remember any issue with that or whatever. In fact, I've seen Magic and Joe plenty of times together, and I've seen him shout us out, and like when she see him, and then he say, so I don't know if he said
he didn't say it like a diss. He was just like, man, it was hard for me when I first.
And I feel him, and here's why though. If you were to ask right now somebody from Chattanooga, who is the best rapper ever, are they gonna say Jay-Z? Nah, why?
Because that's a whole different. Yeah,
because he's up New York. Yeah. We don't really like that. So at that time, when it was New York was trying to run stuff and Atlanta was coming on, we had Outkast and all that movement. We were playing our stuff.
Y'all ran with
our music. Yeah, we riding with Southern music, Southern rap. And again, I wasn't there at the time, but I just know the sentiment is that we were riding with local, and stuff from New York wasn't people. If we back then we played that stuff, we would get like, man, why they playing this trash?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like,
It's
and not that it was,
true.
but just that New York stuff that it's a whole different. Even if we do it now, if we were to start playing the whole, and I know me personally, like sometimes I listen to other stations, I listen to XM sometimes and Sirius and all that stuff, and they have one that's like really heavy with New York stuff. I don't like it. I'll turn it because I mean, not that it. I understand that they got their vocabulary is good and their lyrics are fine, but it's just not my style. Like I want what I know. You know what I'm saying? And so I think that was some of it was just trying to get into a southern market as a New York artist, and we had to make sure we played what our listeners wanted to hear. And in radio they call this thing called punching the dial. So if we play something someone don't want to hear, they're gonna hit the button and they're gonna go somewhere else. So we try to make sure we're playing with people. Yeah.
Stay in.
And in radio you gotta be a point guard. You can't just feed the males like us that you want to hear the hardcore hip hop. You got to feed
the
female, the kids, the older people. So you being a point guard, you just throw behind the back. You got that's what they keep talking about. You got to be a point guard in the radio thing. You got to make sure we got a station. We the hip hop station in Chattanooga, and we got to make sure that this is a legacy station. It's been going on for so long. We got generations that have been listening to us, and whether or not they identify with the music now, they still listen to us because this is home. So we got to make sure that we play music that accommodates everybody.
Makes sense.
And that's why sometimes people might have questions about why we play certain things or why we playing that, but that's basically why we're trying to we a legacy station. We want to make sure that we're here for the community. We serving everybody that's listening.
So okay, I heard you say earlier, like, this is like one of the biggest test markets. Is where people come. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Why is it we ain't testing our own shit all the way? Well, let me rephrase that question. Why is it on the outside looking in that it may seem that we not pushing our own artists? Because I do, and I heard local music on the radio all day now, and that was not always the case. We used to have just like one little hour.
Yeah, we used to at the beginning. Now Keith has always tried to incorporate local artists in some way. Now over time we've developed it more, and now it's the best it's ever been. But he's always had the opportunity. Power 94 has always had the opportunity for local artists. Now one time I can't remember the beginning, but when I first got involved with it, it was everybody was doing one artist a week, and they played the street artist of the week. And at that time, people would complain that we weren't getting that. The issue is, and me and you had this conversation. People say like, why you ain't playing my music? I was like, when'd you send it to me? You know what I'm saying? So I might hear like if I hear a good Future song, I don't have to go to Future and say, hey man, let me play your song. Future sends it to me. He makes sure we get it. So, and that's the thing that sometimes with artists is they think we're supposed to come to them to get their music. No, man, you send it to me so I can have it available. So that was one issue. That's one issue sometimes. Then it's got to be clean. It's got to be clean music, and it's got to be
sound quality.
Sound quality, and that's another thing. The reason why we started stepping it up, and why we now have a dedicated playlist where local artists are getting played every single hour, is because the quality did pick up. The quality, I mean, we got some songs. Sometimes you listen, if I didn't introduce it at the beginning, and the reason why I introduce it is because some of the songs are so good. I want people to know this is Chattanooga. Like this ain't like I want them to understand.
Some of them blend right in. Yeah, because if you turn the radio on and you didn't hear that intro,
if you didn't hear the intro, you'd be like, who's that?
Then when they go off, you'd be like, that was a Chattanooga. You'd be like, damn.
So that's the reason why we do that. And in fact, we even got a sponsor now, Slim and Huskies. They support local music, and they support the movement with Street Flavor, and they've signed on to help, and they've been letting local artists perform there. They actually, if you go in this restaurant, they got a little QR code you can scan, and they'll let you hear local music from Nashville and Chattanooga.
Man.
Yeah, so the movement has definitely grown, and I understand some people are probably upset, but I get
Lil Rel was so mad at Lil Rel.
Used to be.
Yeah, Lil Rel was hot on the radio station.
Hey, salute to that man, because he did have a hot song. I can understand how he could have been.
Come on, man, that shit
but
hard.
some stuff is for the streets. Some stuff is for the radio. Sometimes they don't mix, and that was a hard song, and it was a hard song for the streets. But I wasn't there then.
Yeah.
But I do understand that when I first got Chattanooga, and I go to the club, I'd hear that song, and I'd see the security start flashing that light at the DJ booth because he was like, "Nah, man, turn that out, turn it." Because as soon as it came on, people started scrapping, and for whatever reason, I don't really know, but that was some of what was going on, and the song was hard. I know Coop's one of my homies. Like I know he had I think he produced the song. Yeah. So and I've talked to him about this before too, and he understood. Like he's like, I get it. And but again, that I wasn't there then, but I can understand why they would have hesitated. I mean, like think of we playing that song, people riding around in traffic. They all hype and stuff, and then they see some of they don't like the op or something, you know what I'm saying? And then it just, not that they was creating that, but it did pump you up. So and then recently I saw him at the Hip Hop Awards. I mean, the Hip Hop Summit when we did the panel. He came just to talk to us, and and I ain't gonna get all into it, but I believe we cool. So hey, salute that man.
Yeah, sometimes you get wiser with age. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but he, I never had a problem with him. I know I'd argued with him one time on social media, but I was just trying to explain our point of view. Was that it was nothing ever against him, nothing against the song personally. It's just some songs. I mean, I've had the same conversation with some other artists like J Mac. He had a song that had a video that was blowing up. I thought it was hard. I know him since he was a little bit younger, and I got with him. I was like, hey man. He was asking me, hey, how am I get some my music played? And I said, well, you know, you send me a clean song, and let me take a listen, see what I can do. And I was like, but that one, can't play that one.
It's too much.
And he started laughing. Like, I already know some stuff for the street.
Damn, that shit be crazy, man. Like, I don't know, bro. Cause it's just. Cause you will hear, I don't know, bro.
But I know you're gonna say.
Cause you can hear, I just heard OJ the Juice Man the other day, half a brick, quarter brick. Hey, he talking about brick.
Some of the stuff.
But that ain't no killing nigga.
Yeah. That's different though. So some of that stuff. Okay, we're known in the industry as needing squeaky clean music. We've actually went back and asked them for cleaner music. There was a song here recently, Meek Mill, Lil Durk.
Dirk got some bodies dropping in every
locations. I forgot what the actual name of the song was, but that was one we're like, hey, we can't play this. What they saying? They had to send us an extra edited version. And then the version they sent us that was edited was like, nah, we need a little bit more edit than this. And so we've been trying to get cleaner versions and stuff like that. But the difference is when Little Durk's talking about it, that ain't Chattanooga. When somebody in Chattanooga saying it, when they talking about that. They talking about my cousin,
you almost
my friend, my homies, you know, people in my community. So it makes it a little bit different. And I know people still gonna think that that's different, but that's the way I'm looking at it. And if you saying stuff about dope game or whatever like that, we know that's part of music too. But if you ain't saying it like real obvious, like I ain't gonna like. There's been time. Okay, when I had people sending in thing, they talking about perks and they talking about fentanyl. I'm taking that out. That's killing people. People are dying from that every day. People I know have died from it.
I said that on the song that y'all got in the playing on the rotation.
But when you said it the way you said it, I didn't have to edit it. So the way other people are saying it, I'm having to ask them to edit it because I don't want to put nothing on the radio that I know a kid or a youth or adult in my community is going to hear that and think that it's glorifying it because it is. People are dying from that every day. People I know have died from that. So I ain't gonna put something on that could. We have the choice with this. We don't have the choice with everything, but we do have a choice with this.
It's a moral thing.
Yeah, and maybe that's where we're a little bit far because I do I have worked with when I wasn't doing radio, I've worked with youth and families, trying to stabilize the home, trying to keep them out of custody, trying to keep them out of lockdown facilities, trying to help stabilize the home, help stabilize families, teach parenting skills. So that might be part of that coming into this, but I just think it's right. I mean, if your music gonna speak for itself, if I blank out a word, that ain't gonna change the whole song. I mean, that's not most cases. So
I got you. Sometimes I feel it's very rare.
Yeah,
man. That's crazy right there, bro. That's a different perspective. I never thought about it like that. You know what I'm saying? That's crazy.
And you also, you've heard Charleston White.
Man, that was my next question.
Okay.
How you know that?
So Charleston White had the thing where he was on Pat Beverly's podcast, and he talked about being marketable and being advertiser friendly is the word he used. And so also we have advertisers, we got people, so we want to make sure that we have music that
they don't want to be associated with certain stuff.
So if I got, like I said, we got somebody that's interested in our music like Slim and Huskies, I ain't gonna put something in that jeopardize their image and their brand. So I got to make sure that I have stuff that's not gonna mess with our brand and our image, but still let artists be able to get their music out. But not every song that Future does goes on the radio. Not every song that Dirk does is on the radio. Some of those ain't for the radio.
Sometimes you gotta make a radio song.
Yeah. So that's just what I just want people to understand. That it's not that we not messing with y'all. We don't think the song. I tell a lot of people when I can't play the song, I say I like the song. If I do like it, I'll tell you I like it. I like the song, but the content, give me something else.
That makes sense. You can't get mad at that. I was just finna say, man, you brought Charleston White name up. I was just finna say that, bro. This dude came in and shook the game up.
Yeah.
I'm talking about shook it up. You know what I'm saying? First of all, what's your thoughts on Charleston White?
I think that he's I think some of the stuff he says I can rock with some of what he says. I know that he has a background similar to mine, so I know some of the stuff. The reason why he says some of the stuff is that he's thinking about the impact that the music can have on the people he's worked with in his professional in his work with youth and with families. So I know that some of that started there. I think some of his messages are lost on the way he says it. I think sometimes he can be dead wrong about some of the stuff that he says and does. Like I don't agree with some of the stuff that he says about like I'm never gonna say it was okay. I'm never gonna say I'm cool with somebody getting hurt or injured or their life being taken. That I don't care what they that's just not something I'm gonna be all right with. So there is things that I don't agree with him, but I do think that some things he says I can agree with, and but I think a lot about the way he goes about it just is. I mean, I know he's doing it for shock value, trying to get the dollars from marketing, but I'm okay with him. I try to check out what he's saying every once in a while.
Sometimes he can go way left.
Oh yeah.
You know
when he was dancing in his underwear. Now I didn't watch that one.
I fuck with dude though, man. Like I think Charleston White is he a reciprocation of what we ain't been getting in the game. Like we've been so far over here. It's just
I believe. I mean, sometimes when I hear him say some stuff, I'm like, man, that's exactly the way I said it to my kids.
Yep.
Like sometimes you don't sugarcoat nothing. Sometimes you gotta be really real with it. And I feel like something he's trying to older brother or uncle or daddy us. Yeah. Like with younger generation. Trying to give them a little bit of tough love. And some of them are taking it, some of them aren't. But yeah, I don't have no real problems with it. He ain't. He said he has some stuff of value, some substance.
I feel you. Well, we always got to touch on Charleston, man, because I fuck with him, man. But you got I do this thing called Tennessee Stories, man. Okay. You know what I'm saying? Like give us a story of you working. What's one of your epicest stories from working at Power 94, bro? Like it could be with a celebrity, or it could have just been like on the job, or something that you was like, man, what the fuck?
One thing that working at the radio station, and the people there have allowed me to do a lot of really, really good stuff. When I first got on, if an artist came through and they wanted to go out in the city, they sent me with them. So there was times where I hung out with like at one time Youngbloods. They had the hottest song in the country that
A-Town Stomp.
Yeah, the A-Town Stomp song. So they came in the city. They would let me take them all around. One time, Casey and JoJo, I picked them up from the. And I got to talk to them about. Yeah, I got to pick them up from the. Man, them, like, you remember, you seen the behind the story video of How Do You Want It?
Mm-hmm.
That's exactly how they were when I picked them up as soon as I got them from the airport.
Them niggas
They
lit.
wanted me to take them to get some liquor.
Yeah.
And they were drinking. This was in the morning.
Yeah.
So they started drinking from the morning all the way through, and I was taking them everywhere. They were just they were wild. They were crazy, but they were fun. A couple times I got to take artists to UTC to the campus, and that was fun. That made me legendary there. Bringing brought Nappy Roots, and I remember Maul had Big V with him. He ended up bringing Big V to meet us up later. The rest of them, we went there. Lloyd brought him up on campus, and he did a dance off for some of the people that wanted to outdance him. There's been a lot of fun things. A lot of the stuff, like going to the A, they show a lot of love to, like I said, to Chattanooga, and I've seen it personally because I got to go to. I won't imagine we went to T.I.'s album release party for Urban Legends up on the stage. Everybody there famous but me. Like as soon as I walk up, I bump into somebody and it's Bentley Farnsworth.
Oh man,
yeah, so
yeah.
So he was up there, and then I turned the corner and it was Big Boy, and that's the first time and only time I ever stand. I was like standing there looking at him. I started telling him,
I was just gonna ask you ever been starstruck?
That one, because I love Outkast, and then when I saw him, and I just started telling him like some of the songs, and then I saw this dude come step in between us. I was like, oh my bad, I just started laughing because I realized what I just did. I was talking to him too much, and then he was standing by Mike Vick. That's when he was playing in Atlanta. So there was a lot of cool stuff. But I'm gonna tell you a story about Chattanooga. So, and how some hip hop history is kind of tied a little bit to us. So we had summer jams and we booked artists or whatever. And so at this summer jam, particular one, we had booked Gucci Mane. So he was gonna come, and it was when he had the song Icy. The week of is when the incident happened where Jeezy had sent the homeboys over or whatever, and he got locked up. So now we supposed to have Gucci in 5 days, and Gucci ain't gonna be available in 5 days. So now we scrambling trying to figure out what we're gonna do. And at the time, Yo Gotti and I were real cool. Every time he came to campus, he'd come holler at me. We stayed up. He stayed the whole weekend. I went to the basketball games with the man. Ate crystals.
I remember that seeing y'all in McClellan Gym.
I go everywhere with this man. He say when he comes, somebody pay for him to come, and then after he through, he's like he wait for me like, where we gonna go? And like I said, we hung out. He come every time he came into the city. He come by my rooms at the campus. We go the basketball games and stuff. I'll just take him everywhere with me. Like we go to and he would have parties and stuff, and he would as soon as it was over, we would he'd be like, okay, Tula, where we going? So I take him to the campus party or whatever. And then one time it was a kids party. It was up where 232, and it was 2 girls left, and they lived out south. So we had them call the parents, and we talked. We said, hey, we gonna bring them. So Yo Gotti and me bring the kids in the car, keep the parent on the phone the whole time. We together so we can vouch for each other, but we keep the parent on the phone the whole time because we want nothing. We brought them from the club to their house so we could go out, and we didn't want to leave the kids sitting there. And that was him. That Yo Gotti he was like, I ain't gonna leave no kid out here, man. We gonna have to figure out something. So we called the parent, and they said, well, it's gonna be such and such till we can get out there. And we were like, do you care if we bring them? And they were like, yeah, please. So we brought them. And,
you think?
And I wonder if that kid still remember. I wonder if that kid. That'd be cool to find out.
That's crazy. How old they probably grown up. You think Yo Gotti get a bad rep sometime, man, because of the whole Young Dolph situation?
Yeah, I think that I wish that situation would have worked out. I think we had. I don't think he should get a bad rap. I do know that they had beef or whatever. But when Gotti had to do the same thing to make his name though, when he first came out, 3-6 wasn't messing with him. Ball and G liked it, but they weren't doing no features with him. So he was kind of like, trying to come up and saying like, I deserve to be where y'all are too. Like I need to be where y'all at too. And they weren't really hearing him at first until he made that. That's one man I watched get it from the mud. Like I seen this artist come from. It was one time we talked about these guys. I remember one time we were at the Kryptonite or whatever the Chaos, whatever it was called, and I brought Gotti with me in there, and that song they had, it was with the Block Burners, and they had a song, and I was up on stage with them, they were singing it, and then they were trying to get ready to bring Young Bloods out, And D looked at me, he was like, man, what are you doing? I was like, that's their song. And he didn't even realize that I was having, he's like, why am I giving them the mic? I was like, that's their song.
Yeah.
Like, he didn't realize that it was their Yo Gotti and the Blockbusters. And they had one of the hot songs too, but they came just to mess with Young Bloods. And I brought them over there so they could like take me over there so we can like I know them, like, you know, so we brought them over there and they, you know, we had a good time. But yeah, it was, so I brought up the thought of like, hey, let's have him come.
Yeah.
So that's who we ended up having. Yo Gotti performed at our summer jam, and then he took the place of Gucci because Gucci had the.
So he never did make it out.
Yeah, Gucci didn't make it. He was still locked up, and you had to go through all that stuff before he finally got out. But then they had Yo Gotti open. He was like, man, I don't want to open, man. I was like, you just get it in, get it over.
Get your money, get on. Yeah.
So he performed, he opened or whatever. A couple of years later, he came, and we did this interview, man. Somebody deleted it though. I wish I'd had it. He talked about how I was the first person he messed with, chat, and like, you know, he did drops from all my shows. Like I had everything I needed. And but we were going over to thing, and he was like, when do I need to be over there? I was like, you remember when you opened the first time you didn't want to? He's like, yeah. I said, well, you the headliner this time.
Boom.
And it's when he had 5-star chick. And then since then, after that, I ain't see the man because he got too big.
He gone.
He just followed me. I mean, he did follow me on Twitter and IG, but I ain't like personal. I mean, this dude used to call me like, but he's too big now. That man's got artists under him. Like, he had Glorilla performing at the Grammys. I mean,
he done took it there.
Yeah,
gotta give him his props, man. I just hate old Young Dolph got took out like that, man.
I'm a fan. I'm a fan of both of them, but I'm gonna ride with Gotti all the time. Like, dude, like I said, he had to make his name, and I understand that Dolph felt he was a boss too, and felt like he didn't. And rightfully so, because he was able to do his thing on his own.
Indeed.
I mean, but Gotti does know the business. He had a bad deal. I remember when he had a bad deal. He bought his way out that deal, like a gladiator, fighting for their freedom. Like, dude bought his way out of that, and now he's a boss. He putting other people on. He like everybody in Memphis. He putting them on. He put people on from other states. Like definitely a boss.
Yeah, salute Yo Gotti, man.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Gotti.
I'm riding with Dolph though, man. I'm riding with Dolph for life.
Yeah, I like Dolph.
I'm always salute Yo Gotti though, man, because he was one of the first people I seen. Like, was like a big regular nigga though. Like that nigga came to the Brandon Howard game, bro. Yeah. He was at the hole, no nigga. Yo Gotti tried to holler at my bitch one time. You know what I'm saying? She was mad as hell. She was like, damn, why you gotta be here? Right? You know what I'm saying? But that shit really happened though. But he was just at the hole note. You know what I'm saying? In the parking lot, just sitting in the parking lot.
Yep.
So I like that about him, man.
I was probably with
him. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, man, what you think? I'm rounding this off now. We finna finish up. What you think these artists need to do, since you do got the professional background of being on the radio? Just before we get out of here, man, just give these folks some tips, bro. All
right, so clean music. Now, when I say clean, okay, all cuss words, no cuss words. Don't take out, just reverse them. Put some like, and I know sometimes y'all have to do the word, and then you can still. Now, man, we got it. The FCC ain't playing. We don't want to get fined, no big fine. So just take out all the cuss words. Production. I've had some songs that. When you bring them to the radio, our software is going to make it, it's going to enhance some stuff for radio. So if you gotta, I've seen a lot of times when I get the song and I see everything's what's it called, normalized in the session. So everything's all equal. So your vocal is as loud as the drums, which is as loud as the track, which is as loud as the ad-libs. Everything shouldn't be stacked on top of each other where everything's the same. It should be dynamic to where when you look at your audio, it should have peaks and valleys. And the reason why that's important, because the beat in your voice, you should be able to hear your voice riding over the beat, not the beat on top of your voice. So be kind of mindful of that, like because when it goes through our system and it goes through car speakers, and not all these cars are created the same. Yeah. So you ain't gonna be able to hear your voice because the bass and the track and everything is all at the same level, and it's just gonna sound distorted. So you want to make sure that you properly producing that. Now, I'm not saying you got to go to no studio, because you can do a lot of this stuff at the house, but you don't want to normalize it to where everything is at the same loudness. You wanna have those peaks and valleys. You wanna have it dynamic. Content, and we don't want to talk about, and now you can do this for your music. I'm talking about for the radio though. We don't want to have. I don't want to hear nothing about killing people. These are the same people in the city. These are family members. These are cousins. These are associates. These are friends. These are colleagues. So yeah, I don't want to hear nothing like that. That's just something morally I just feel like we just can't do. We represent the brand. We represent everybody that advertises on our station. We don't want to have anything like that. And then the drug use. I mean, I know y'all gonna talk about drinking. You talk about smoking. Y'all creative with it. You know, some stuff gets by, but we just don't want to be very blatant with talking about stuff that we got people out here dying in these streets over this stuff. So we don't want to mention, like I said before, the perks and the fentanyl. Just do the same thing you would the cuss words. Reverse that or whatever. It's not gonna take away from the song. People still know what you said. That we gonna know that bar should have ended with that word. So just be mindful of that stuff, and then give me time, man. I get so many songs while I'm sitting here, my watch in my phone been going off.
I've been seeing it too.
That's just emails coming through of more songs. So I got to listen to all those, edit all of them, and send me one. I can't listen to 5. I wish I could. I got a whole lot of stuff I do. Promotions. I got to do the digital media stuff, the website. So this Street Flavor isn't the only thing I do. So when I ask y'all to send me one song, it's because I want you to send me the best one you got. And I want to edit it and clean so I can listen to it and be like, okay, let's just ride. Now all I got to do is put my voice over it. So that everybody knows that this, even though this song is high quality, this is a local song. So they know this ain't just some other artist from somewhere else. So they know that this is how good we sound. This is how good Chattanooga is. So yeah, just clean that up for me and think about some of the content and then get it to me. And then I'm still trying to go through songs from late December, early January. I'm still trying to get through. We in February, so just give me a little bit of time. I'll try to get them on the best I can.
So y'all heard that, man. Y'all quit giving them such a hard time, man. They trying to fuck with you, man. They trying to fuck with you.
And then most of the time, I can't reply to everybody, but I mean, I kind of like it. I know people rather me tell them that they songs on, but I kind of like it when it's a surprise when you riding or somebody start calling you. You said yourself, people calling you and stuff. So I usually don't tell y'all, hey, your song's on, blah blah blah. I'm gonna let your friends do that, and then and also when you do hear it and you do it, I'll share your video. Like you post a video, you listening to yourself or whatever, I'll post it. If you cussing and stuff in it, I ain't gonna share it though, man. I can't. So there's been times where I was like, oh man, I want to share that y'all heard your song or somebody else heard it. But if y'all MF this and MF that,
man, this is good information, y'all. I hope y'all listening, man.
So it's hard for me to share that on our social media when it's got a lot of cussing and stuff. We are a company, we are a brand, family friendly. And we trying to be family friendly. So if you do you see yourself get excited and all that, I'd love to post it. But if it's got a lot of cuss words and stuff in there, I can't. I wish I could, but I can't, man. I got to think about the brand.
I got you, bro. I got you. All right, last two, man. I gotta make it. Right. I gotta make it controversial.
All right.
Okay, top 3 radio personalities that come through Chattanooga. Since
top 3 radio personalities.
Top 3. Power 94. Top 3. If you had to pick the 3 best that came through,
I'm gonna say I'm just gonna pick the ones that taught me. Like everybody else, I feel is peers, and they're all good and they're all right. But I mean, I'm gonna go with Keith. I mean, the man doing it forever. Magic's been doing it forever. They like I said, it's a legacy. People grew up with them. Generations have known them. And Eric Foster. They all 3 goats to me. I've worked with all 3 of them. They've all poured into me. They all gave me. They all make me feel like I'm great because they always compliment on stuff that I'm doing, and to hear people that you look up to, people that taught you, saying, "Hey, I like the way you did that," or "You sound good." That they always just encouraging and just pour into me, and I just I had to say those 3.
Donna L was great too, man.
Yeah, Nori, yeah. You only gave me 3. You only gave me 3.
I know you and Nori. I felt like y'all came in and carved y'all way.
We were together.
I carved y'all way, man.
We were BFFs and everything. We were like, from school to because she came through UTC, and I'd already been there a while, but she always tells a story about how I introduced her. Like she said, she wasn't really feeling UTC, and she was thinking about transfer and all that. And she said, then I took her to a party, and people, I introduced her to some people. Then after that, she said her whole life changed. It was as far as UTC goes. And that's her story. I'm not making this up. She told the story. But Yeah, she definitely.
She in DC now.
Yeah, yeah. She definitely.
Man.
Yeah,
I'm proud of you, girl.
Yeah, if you'd have gave me more, I would have definitely. But she and I were coming. We came in together, so I was giving the people that were already established before me. But because you said all the time in Chattanooga, but she's definitely Donna L and
Nori
definitely
5,
in there. J Rob, he taught me a lot when I first got here. He's definitely on the list. We've had a lot of great ones.
Didn't Jay Fever used to work at the radio station?
Yeah, he did. Right before. Yeah, he did. It wasn't when I was there, but
he would have been good, man.
Yeah. No, I'm gonna tell you. The first time I met him, so Miss Roxanne, rest in peace. She was having a car show. She had like a daycare right outside of Shepherd, and her family actually from Winchester, so we had a lot of connections we didn't know, but she was having a car show and she wanted me to come be a part of it since I was with the radio to help host it. And when I got there, Jay Fever was hosting it, and somebody was like, "Go get the mic from Fever." When I walked over there to him, and this man started doing impressions, and he was talking about stuff, and he knew all the stuff about the cars. I was like, I'm not gonna ask this man for the mic.
Let him do it.
This man, I'm not gonna. This man killing it. Like you didn't even need me. You didn't even need me.
Yeah.
Hey, shout out to Fever. I'm gonna ride my bike, and I showed him my bike, and he's like, man, you gonna help me hook it up? Yeah, that man, he's always been, and even though he wasn't at the radio when I got there, he's always been supportive. Always, he would message me or something if you heard me on the radio. Something. I mean, Chattanooga. Now Chattanooga's there's people talk about a lot of haters. I don't know a hater. I mean, people always talk about I got haters. I mean, some people might not like me, but I feel they don't like me. They just don't know me.
They don't know you.
But I don't feel like I've been blessed in the city. So there's a lot of people that show me a lot of love, and
you got good energy too.
And if anybody
they'll hate everybody at that motherfucker but you.
I know that. That would happen before. I would have people coming up there, they'd be cussing all of us, and they'd be like, "But not you."
Yeah, not
but
you.
if there's anybody out there feels that I have any hate or anything to them, you just don't know me. I don't have hate for nobody. I like everybody I came in contact with in Chattanooga. We might do things differently, but I love the city. That's why I'm still here, and that's why I'm still doing the stuff that I do.
Since you do street flavor,
right?
What's the #1 song you feel like coming out of street flavor in Chattanooga right now?
Man, I can't even tell you that, because there's so many good ones, and there's so many different types of. That's one thing. It's very diverse. We have some good R&B. We have some good rap. We have some good. We got everything. I can't tell you this though. There's several of them that Keith and I have sent to producers, record labels. And so when you do send music in, we don't just stop with us. We are pushing it out there. It's something we ain't really told people about, but we are giving it to put it in hands and letting people's ears that need to hear it. And we actually have a couple of artists that people flew in just to talk with them that was from Street Flavor. So there are some record labels and some different people in the industry listening to Street Flavor, asking us to constantly send them music, and they're always telling us, but also some advice. One thing I do know, you don't want to sound like another artist. Okay, that's one thing they always tell us. Oh, this person sounds like Chris Brown. You think that'd be a good thing? It's not. They already got a Chris Brown. You got to sound different. You like, this person sound like Future. You don't want to sound like Future. You want to sound like yourself. So don't fall in the trap of trying to sound like, this sounds like this or this sounds like that, because they ain't looking for that. They looking for you. They looking for new. They looking for different. So I really can't tell you. There's a lot of talented people. I could name a lot of them. There's man, like just off my head, I'm just thinking of a whole lot of them. Yeah, we got a lot of talent. There's a lot of talent. It's not in that. I couldn't just give you. Man, there's too many of them. There's a lot. We got a lot of talent.
Man, send the money out. Send it off the jumped off the porch of money out. The song to Master P. Man, send it to him. Text it to his people.
All right. That's what's.
But yeah, man. We ain't gonna hold you up, bro. It's an honor and a privilege to have you on the platform on the Chitlen Circuit. You know what I'm saying? Hopefully this won't be the last time, and we know you got your interview.
We're starting up the Street Flavor podcast, and it's gonna be giving our Street Flavor artists a chance to interview them, and you can find out more about them, find out what they got going on, where else you can hear them, where else you can find their music, and not just Street Flavor artists and not just music, but also we're gonna talk to producers. We're gonna talk about just everything. Like if there's somebody's got a clothing brand, if somebody's got anything going on that's that's part of the culture, we're gonna have that on Street Flavor. So
well, make sure you get you a Houston Leathers, man.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? I'm telling you, dude.
Oh no,
man.
Oh, Rob, yeah,
Big Rob.
yeah, he is hard. Like we were rapping at one point about working on something, and I'm glad I didn't then because I'm about 2 sizes smaller now, so I wouldn't be able to wear it right now. But I'm coming to holler at you, Rob, man. He's got the stuff that he do with 85 South and all stuff. They really put him on, and I've seen a lot of the work that he does, and the bags, the jackets, they cold.
Man.
They really cold.
Well, yeah, man, you got the exclusive right here, Little More Films, the Chitlen Circuit, man. Big Tula.
Man. And like I said, I've been a fan of your stuff. I've been watching it. I really like that one you did with Shawty Thuggy and like I said, in Big Vinny. They were before I got to the station, but I had heard about them. Big Mike and Maul had come through the campus and they hollered at me and told me about them. And so to watch your interview with them and kind of hear their story and kind of learn more about them, that was, I really liked that one. So I watched a lot of your stuff, even when you were talking with Roland. I don't know why you talk with Roland. No, I'm just playing. That's my homie. RMJR.
All right.
But yeah, man, keep doing your stuff, man. You really giving the streets a voice. So keep it up.
I appreciate that, bro.
No problem, man.
All right, you have a good one, man.
All right.
Boom.
Yeah. Big independent. Little Mo shooting this film. Yeah.
Little Mo Ping.
You watching the Chitlen Circuit. Y'all know what it is.
Little Mo Ping.